If you enjoy our content, consider hitting the like button. If you love our content,
I love you, man.
then please hit the subscribe button. And if you do that, then go ahead and press the bell icon. It helps us out a lot and we really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys. Welcome back, firstly, and it's good to be back. Before we get into this episode, I just want to say I apologize for my somewhat meh performance. I was mispronouncing things. I was also just like misnaming people, misnaming other podcasts. I was a bit all over the place with my takes. I had a really long day. I was really tired before this, but out of it. But I did my best. And the other thing I want to remind people who haven't been here in a while, I do have Tourette syndrome. So you'll see me making little faces and shaking my head in a weird way and doing this noise that I do. They are tics. I can't help it. I'm like Ryan Hall, hopefully in every way, but as a fighter. And also, I started training at Trayvon's gym, hence the partially blackened eye and all the scratches you'll no doubt see on my body throughout the course of our return. So thank you guys for tuning in, and yeah, let the podcast commence. Hey guys, guess who? That's Armand, Nazarian, Trayvon, Coker. We're back. We've gone and come back a lot of times. It's always been my fault, but we're here doing the post-fight podcast, episode whatever. It's gonna restart it, I guess. And yeah, we just had a card. We had Kambosos versus Haney, I think, and then Rosenstruik versus Volkov, and those things happened. And there's some stuff to talk about. We're probably just gonna talk about whatever.
I was planning on talking about just random ass things because I didn't get a chance to watch the card, at least the UFC card, except for the Evloev fight and Ige fight in the main event.
Yeah.
And I watched the boxing card too. And I watched my friend Cameron Smotherman fight too as well.
Right.
I say Armand can speak what he wants to speak on because he did a lot more watching the card than I did.
Mhm.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was training. After the fact, I heard it was kind of mid, as most of these cards have been. I said I'm just not going to speak on these cards if they're trash. I ain't gonna lie. If they're bad, if they got like Vieira and Home fighting, I fell asleep during that one.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
That's brutal. That's absolutely
not
brutal.
not even being disrespectful. I was tired, and it gave me a reason to fall asleep.
Yeah, fair enough.
But no, yeah. If the cards are man, if the fights are man, I'll watch most of the stuff. But I'll talk about some random ass stuff. Some random ass things we can speak on if we can do that.
There's nothing to blame you for if they're bad. I guess since honestly there wasn't a whole lot. We can just go through very quickly the things that happened. Shaymar only watched the main and co-main. I guess I'll talk about a few of them. I'm gonna have to let me just consult my notes really quickly. We'll move on to Gun.
And I heard a lot of the fights because I had them on in the background as I was doing what I was doing. So I heard a lot of the storylines going on or what was going on or whatever. I seen a little bit of Trezano and Almeida, I think.
Yeah.
I seen a little bit of that. I seen Gravely hit an uppercut.
It was nice. Well timed.
I seen some. I heard and seen some. I heard and seen basically the whole card. So none of this stuff would be surprising to me. But I didn't watch basically anything, except for a few little pieces here and there sprinkled in.
Well,
but yeah,
I was interested because I remember I watched Dana White looking for a fight, and there was this Russian guy who looked like he was of Central Asian heritage, and Fakhratinov. He knocked out the only guy Duran Win has beat, Spicely or something like that. The only guy Duran Win has beat in the UFC, Eric Spicely. He knocked him out in some regional show, and then Dana brought him in from looking for a fight into the UFC. He had visa issues. So I was excited to see what he could do, what he'd be like. Really, he didn't impress me any more than people with that typical, meta did. He threw the hard right hand, really favors his lead hand. He's unorthodox, likes to throw the lead hook, kind of really leans into it to the point where he'll panic and back up if he's in too close. Got to the takedown against Mihailidis. Nothing special, just fought for the wrist ride for a long time, only to not really be able to use it to get off shots. Set in Mihailidis' guard after Mihailidis got tired and landed the really good elbow here and there. He cut him open. It was nothing special. It was a typical mat return, ground and pound, kind of a mostly wrestling with some jiu-jitsu-ish in there, from the typical, North-South Caucasus / Central Asian meta. But one thing that did happen that was really cool, and I thought Trayvon would like, he didn't watch it, but Fakhratinov shot on he tried to double off on a single leg that he basically didn't have, and Mihailidis was able to sprawl. Somehow Fakhratinov got, I forgot exactly how, onto the, he beat him to the he beat him. He beat him to the front headlock position. Fakhretdinov did, and then Mihailidis was trying to get out. So what he did was he actually sacrificed body position. He rolled back. He maintained some connection with his upper body, and he used a single butterfly hook to sweep Fakhretdinov. Fakhretdinov hip switched in the middle of the air and landed in like the quad pod, but Mihailidis used that as an opportunity to get the underhook and actually hit a go behind, which I thought was really cool. I know Trayvon loves his butterfly guard. Just rolling with him. I'm at Rise MMA now. I train at MMA. MMA's Trayvon. Trayvon's MMA gym now. So I'm one of them. So that's really cool.
I haven't watched. No, I haven't watched the fight, but I am a big fan of like using your. I think good bottom work in general, jiu-jitsu or MMA is like using elevation and space creation to do cool things.
Yeah.
So that can be like entering into the legs or like standing up, or even cooler hitting go behinds or re-grappling off of that, so you can just get top position, which is really cool. So like me and Armand were talking before, I was like, man, most of the time I watch a lot of fights and I watch a lot of mad fights. So like I see a lot of fights where like it's two solid guys doing solid things for extended periods of time. And like sometimes you have that like 1 minute or 2 minutes of like cool action or one or two cool things that is interesting that can make the fight a little bit at least memorable in some way or the other. Maybe you forget about it, but I remember that one cool thing that happened in this fight, and that stuff like that's important. So, but even still, it's like
I just like to watch fights and look for it because I like to know the fighters. It's kind of like inside baseball. You want to know who these people are. I mean, I have just something I'm interested in doing. But yeah, that's all that happened there. That's the only cool thing Mihailidis really did in this entire fight. He was just completely gassed and set with Fakhretdinov in between his legs for the rest of the fight. Moving forward, Jeff Molina. I like Molina. Fought Zhalgas Zhumagulov. I actually feel for this guy, Zhumagulov, because he's like a good fighter, like all around. He does some nice things. He just gets into close, fun fights with people who are marginally better than him and loses. I think his record's like 14-7 at this point. It was good. He landed a nice like left hook that like wobbled Molina. Had some takedowns here and there. I don't really feel very strongly about getting into his like what he does as a fighter because I don't think he'll be in the UFC for much longer anyway. But it was a nice fight. I enjoyed watching it. Tony Gravely, I think it's his name. Is his name Tony? Something Gravely. Landed a...
I think so.
Whatever it is. He landed a very hard right uppercut on Munoz that just put him out as he was level changing. That's fine. Saint-Denis and Stolze didn't watch it, was bored. The one thing I want to talk about, and you may have something to say about this, it was like Devin Jackson versus Argueta. Like, Devin Jackson had him in like the back control, but he ended up falling to his back with it. Right? So gravity's working against him. This is one of those things I don't like to see even anyone in MMA doing, no matter what high level they're on, because Argueta was able to like time a spin out and end up in his guard. He's able to reverse position. So my thing is like back control is a good thing, but you need to have either on one of your hips or be on top. And I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I do remember hearing the Damon Jackson.
My bad, yeah.
Yes, Damon.
My bad.
Yeah, like back control is very important. Like especially when people are trying to like build up aggressively. There's a lot of ways to like take the back crucially and smartly. I actually worked on that the other day. But no, like you don't want people to be able to like okay, having your back to the mat on the back is not. I probably wouldn't say it's not ideal. You can make it work. I think, especially if you can make it work, if you start turning people and getting them down to a hip or flattened out if they're belly down. But you don't want people to have like ability to base on the floor when they have their back, and that's if they're like in turtle-ish type back control. Like if you don't like have them flattened out, belly down, turtle-ish, they can base on the floor, so they can have like a lot more explosiveness. They have a lot more athleticism at their disposal. If your back is on the mat like flat, they also have that as well. They have like a lot of good connection to the floor. When they're on the hip, kind of sucks for them. Yeah. Or if they're flattened out, it's like
it's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah, it's kind of like fight over.
Yeah.
So, like back control, there's a lot that goes into it. And if you see good people with back control, they don't allow people to like just chill or hang or put themselves in positions where my back is flat to the floor or they're like in turtle-ish type position for like a long period of time. A turtle, I mean, again, like their hands and knees or their elbows and knees are like on the floor. That's not cool. That's not, it's hard to control back like that.
That actually reminds me of something that because you can flatten someone out from turtle with hooks.
No, yeah, there's nothing wrong with being in turtle or like having like their hands and knees on the mat. And there's nothing in like big picture wrong with having your back to the mat, but you just simply can't really like stay there for too long of a
Yeah.
period against somebody that knows how to escape.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah. That's that. Okay. Felice Herring, congratulations on retiring. Manifield, Ukrainian guy lost. Oh no. Odie Osborne, nice lead right hook, knocked out Adeshev. Weird footwork on the way back. Who cares? Trezano, Almeida, Evloev versus Ige. Anything to say about that?
Oh, okay, yeah. I watched the fight. Very good fight by Evloev. I'll just say, man, the first thing that popped into my mind after the fight was that like Ige's unfortunately his role is like to get beat the hell out of by the elite guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. I think he's like the high level gatekeeper. Maybe not high level. Yeah, maybe high level gatekeeper for the division.
Yeah, somewhere up there. Yeah.
Yeah, Evloev, very good. Obviously, he's better striking than I remember. Pieces together his stuff well, builds his combinations well, especially through time. Really nice timing on the takedowns because he can strike so well and has good footwork. Better footwork than I assumed.
Actually, it's better than I remember. It used to be really wonky, gallopy.
I remember his fight against Hakeem. I like Hakeem a lot too as well.
Yeah.
He looked bad. Obviously, looked really good in the fight against Hakeem. But I was like, oh man, like I'm not sure. He needs time to develop. Or at least that's a probably hard matchup for him as well because Hakeem's good.
Yeah.
And he just kind of toasted up Ige, like beat him up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not much to say. He just kind of holistically beat him ground, feet, striking, got to the spaces he needed to get to, beat him every exchange. Just yeah. Like Ige just was kind of trying to enter, but he kind of would either get countered or gave it a combo, or if the exchange started to get to 50-50, he'd get taken down. So yeah, Ige, he just can't. Ige always, to me, man, he's like he just can't control anything against the good fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, he seems like a guy who capitalizes on mistakes, or like if you just come in reckless at him, he can easily navigate that. But like he can never dictate the pace of a fight. He doesn't have like the tools to do so. Like he has like a solid jab, but it's like just a tool to be there.
Uses
and he can
it
wrestle.
when it's present, but doesn't actually facilitate anything with it.
Yeah, and like he can wrestle, but like only like when he's like about to die and needs to wrestle, and he can't get entries on people that like can actually wrestle like in normal situations.
Yeah.
Just like a solid well-rounded dude, and Masvidal is way better than that, so he couldn't get none off the ground.
Yeah.
Masvidal's good. He's gonna be, I think he's gonna be a title contender, or at least in that space.
Yeah,
he's really good. I want to see more of him. I always wanted to see more of him. So yeah, this fight I was like, hell yeah, man, I can't wait to watch this. And he did good, and he impressed me. And I was like, that's a damn good fighter right there. That's what I'd like to see.
And it's better than the last time I saw him. And it was encouraging, right? Because he a lot of people thought he was kind of like a Zabit in that he gasses out in the third. I mean, his third round against Dowdy was pretty. It looked pretty bad. I don't know if you remember. I think he just gassed pretty hard. But no, he looked good. He's actually a lot more clever in the stand-up than I remember him being. I think it was this time where Ige entered in on something while dipping his head, and Musa tried to time a jumping knee, like the kind that Aldo used to time on people when they would body jab. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and there's one thing that was really cool. Like I think Ige tried to enter into an exchange on time, and Masvidal crowded him with a 1-2 as he slipped, and he got out of the exchange. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know he could do that.
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting.
Same.
Okay, that's cool.
He used to remind me of like a somewhat better, mainly because of his build, a somewhat better version of Zubaira Tukhugov, especially in the way he wrestled, like in his earlier fights, right? Like sometimes he would dive from really out of position, have to chain wrestle tooth and nail to get certain opponents grounded, which Tukhugov used to have to do. But he's come a long way. Honestly, as a propagandist for those people who are from the mountains, I'm very excited to see him actually having made progress and look as good as he did. Yeah, there's some bad opinions on him though out there, and we can just not talk about those. Volkov versus Rosen. No, they're my boy Andrew.
You be seeing stuff I don't see, so that's good. I don't know who the hell Andrew is.
Oh, he's
the wrestling dude on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, the English.
No, I don't know. Yeah, see, like, I don't be seeing these people. I be coming in here just so blissfully ignorant of other people's opinions.
Yeah.
I'll be tweeting like, oh my gosh, I hate MMA fans' opinions. I'd rather kill myself than fight in front of them. I'd rather.
I do say things like that.
I'd rather freaking slit my throat before I listen to 3 more sentences of what they have to say.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'd sooner cut off my hand. Yeah.
Goddamn, block people, or I actually don't have anybody blocked too. That's a crazy
Oh, I thought
thing.
you said
Like,
black people. I was like, what are we? What? What are
I
you
said block people,
yeah, yeah.
but no, or like I don't know. You got to clean up your viewing habits. I don't know, but no, it's pretty funny because like I don't see
No,
what people say
it's
about
just when
you.
it's nothing I'm doing in it's not like my way of following people that's fundamentally wrong. It's just sometimes I'll venture into the comment section. Yeah.
Exactly. That's how you put yourself into failure. You see these other people see somebody post something, you're like, what do other people have to say?
Yeah, but it's not
Boom.
always that. Sometimes Kyle from Combat Corner will retweet things and kind of spitefully
It's
be like,
Combat Chronicles.
Combat Chronicles. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said corner. I'm tired. I had a long little day before this.
But no, yeah, no, I understand. And that's what and when Kyle says something, Kyle only looking for death and despair. So don't even
No,
just
and
ignore
so
it.
then I'll click that comment and I'll see the
You
whole
know, I know.
pile of absolute human sewage that just unfolds before me. And I'm like, wow, this is really bad. Like people saying the word, and and as a Habib fan, and I think a justified Habib fan, you can't look at his videos without someone attributing his wins to Allah or people saying he fought no one. I mean, there's rarely like you can't even look at the comment section of anything he's done without it being cringe on either side. And honestly, I can't stand it. So, but I don't know. I'm more sensitive than Trayvon, right? Like I'm the type of person to be like, I will never fight in front of a crowd ever. I would like this is how I seem sometimes. I would induce a second pandemic just to make it to where I could fight in an empty arena.
And yes, had COVID, so
I did. Oh, well, I should mention that. Yeah, for like this is the fourth time I've had COVID. It was really bad. I had it like yeah, no, it's life is hard, man. Like I had COVID. When did I get it? Sometime like like on the 17th, so like 8 days for my birthday, and it just lasted for like 3 weeks. The COVID passed like 5 or 6 days later, and then at my birthday, and I felt fairly fine. I was really tired after COVID, and then the 26th, the day after my birthday, it's 26th of May. I had really bad vertigo, which was because of fluid buildup in my ears and throat from COVID, and then I just couldn't train, and the whole thing was awful. It's coughing blood. I mean, it was just bad. I don't know. Like Trayvon said to me the other day, if I have to eat shit, it's gonna be 100%. But I can't just. But and still, I would restart a global pandemic just so that when I do end up fighting for a large crowd, there won't be a large crowd. Yeah. Any comments on Rosenstrike versus Volkov or
it was quick, so that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
what do you think? I don't really like Jairzinho Rosenstrike. He sucks. Um, so
Uh,
I'm just glad it ended fast.
no, the fight was finished. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
All I gotta say is, man, like it really sucks for Volkov because he was toasting up Derek Lewis, and he could have had a title shot if he wasn't throwing any knees. Those I don't know what the hell he was doing. He could have just coasted for like the last 20 seconds, and he could have got a title shot or something. Who was champion at that time?
I think
Stipe.
Stipe
I mean,
was
he would have lost.
champion
He
at
would
the
have lost.
time.
Yeah, he was champion of Hood or something. Maybe was it DC at the time?
No, it was
I don't know. Who
Stipe.
cares?
It was Stipe.
It doesn't matter.
No, actually, it was DC because it was on the night of it was DC. It was on the night of Habib versus
DC and Derek.
yeah. No,
No.
of 227 Habib versus
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
at 2:30 or something very shortly after Habib defended. I mean, excuse me, DC defended against Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it had to.
Okay. Yeah. See. Yeah. See. I mean, like, do I think he would have won any of those? No, but maybe I don't know.
He
Probably
would
could
have
have won the
been
title.
DC probably would have taken him down.
Yeah.
If Curtis Blades.
But Volkov kicks people to the body, so
That's true, DC. Yeah, that's true. But he's nowhere near the.
no, I know, yeah, I know. Damn it. Okay, the only thing is, I was like, man, Volkov really could have got a title shot.
But a title
man,
shot would have been better for him. Yeah, I mean,
we just said screw that.
honestly,
Last knocked out.
someone like Jack Slack, who's a fan of the Karate Guys, which Volkov is gonna do the full
Is he
breakdown.
karate guy?
Yeah, he started as a karate guy. He started fighting as one. He's a point fighting karate dude. Has a fetish for those guys. He's going to do the full what happened in this fight thing, and I would leave that to people like him. I'm really not interested in heavyweight MMA enough to get into this. Tom Aspinall looked good in his last one, though. That's all I'll say. Yeah. Do you want to? I actually haven't watched it yet. Do you want to talk about Smotherman, your boy, in his most recent fight?
I watched it once, and it was live, and then in the venue, in attendance, in the splash zone. No, I ain't got much to say about it other than the fight was really, really
I
good.
can't go to every one.
Say it again.
I can't go to all of his fights. They're expensive, and he fights like every 2
Bro.
months.
Dude, once every month, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
I need to go
No,
to
yeah,
one
like
though.
No, yeah, like for me, it's like a bill. I'm just like, I'm used to it.
It's a
Uh,
regular
yeah.
payment for you, yeah.
No, that's why it was really good, man. He really needed this win, so I'm happy he got it. He won a split decision finally. It was
Oh,
basically it was just yeah. It
okay.
was. No, I told you it was a good fight. It was freaking. You saw
That
his face,
that I didn't actually. I haven't seen anything, man. I have to.
bro. Like, dude, yeah,
What
dude,
event
look
was this?
at it.
Fury
He
FC
broke his
what?
nose.
Oh, Cameron, that's not. The thing
Go-
about that is like yeah, the next day has to suck with the broken nose, but
Oh no, yeah, man. Dude, he looked like. Oh damn it, I'm about to use the reference, but literally nobody watching this. Like I already told my demographics, they would get it. I'm still gonna use it though. Like that episode on Martin. After Martin, I think he fought. I think Tyson or somebody. Like his face looked like that. Cameron's
who
face.
did? Who
I know you
did?
guys. I know like Cameron's face looked like the reference you guys won't understand. On the episode of Martin's face after he fought somebody, I forgot who. His face was really lumped up and bad. Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. Literally nobody watching would get that reference. I can tell. I know my demographics, so
All right, well, what event was this?
but
Fury
no,
FC what?
I forget. I don't know. I don't forget. I just show up when the camera fighting, his teammates fighting. I cheer for those. Oh, cool fight. Yeah, I've been to so many now. It's like the appeal. Yeah. What was that the escapade though? I like the escapade.
Is that the one where you fought? Oh, should we
yeah.
talk about your fight?
I guess. Ew, I don't want
So,
to.
like I said, at some point or another, I'm gonna get around to uploading that little breakdown of it that I did, wherein I talked about how you. So Trayvon had a fight. I'm just gonna. You want me to say it, or do you, I can?
You say what you gotta say. I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about it a little bit. I don't want to talk.
I mean, it happened. You know, can't. If someone Google's you, they'll find it. So
Oh no, yeah.
Trayvon had a fight against a gentleman. I'm assuming a good guy named Christian Galvan. That's his name, right? Christian.
I think yeah, John
Some
Christian. I believe so.
some dude who trains at some gym I don't really like 5 minutes from my house, but and that a respectable opponent. He mostly just likes to lead with his face and throw hard punches, but Trayvon tooled him up. I mean, he was just on the counter the whole time. But it from a retarded judge's perspective, it looks bad optically because Trayvon's constantly having to move, and it looks as though in the most flamboyant of moments that Galvan is controlling the action, even though he's just running onto counters.
I don't even think it looked bad optically. I mean, maybe a little bit.
No,
a little
that's
bit,
why I
like-
said in the most flamboyant of moments. That's why I said that in particular, right? Whereas to an idiot judge, so there's two qualifiers there, right? Yeah, in the moments where someone was flailing more than any other time, it looked as though to an idiot judge you were losing, even though in those moments you were either moving or hitting. Trayvon lost a split decision, 29-28. So it was a split decision, and all the judges gave him at least one round. And it was ridiculous. I mean, I'm going to definitely, now that I've mentioned it, upload that next thing. But it's ridiculous. I mean, Galvan landed, to be fair to him, a very good right straight inside of your left hook at the opening bell. And it was a hard shot. But
You know, your boy got his chance, so hey, it is what it is.
yeah. No, but I mean, this man's eye was swollen shut. Not Trayvon's, Galvan's afterward. He was missing. He was running onto shots. The only thing that we would correct Trey on is needing to stand his ground and not. Yeah.
I know. No, I need to correct a lot. I know what
Yeah.
like I think about the fight every day. It's so much.
Naturally.
It's an important thing. I have to. Yeah, that fight was disgusting. It was terrible. Like,
But
so much.
even so, you looked extremely good. Like in the spaces. I mean, your defense was good. You fight well from both stances. I mean, right now you look better than any amateur I've ever seen.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, but still, and you won the fight. Let's just be honest here. I mean, but if anyone with even a shred of self-respect and intellectual integrity looking at that can't honestly think you lost. I mean, and the commentary on that shit was awful. Oh my god. But well, I have a whole thing about it. But basically, Trayvon fought. He did well. He didn't get the decision. It was a bad decision. But nonetheless, not focusing on sour grapes. He's, like he said, has a lot to work on and knows it, even in the winning performance. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't like how I fought at all. It's terrible.
I was there
Like-
too. I was there live. You could hear me. Actually, Trayvon, you could hear me in the background screaming, "Like, kick his legs, kick his." But we'll get it sorted eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually. The question is of when. But anyway, so Trayvon had a fight, and then Cameron had. I'm trying to find the event, man. Let me go on Facebook and find his.
His fight was on Fight Pass. He was a co-main event today.
Well, I
It was
know
a
that.
really good fight.
I just need to find the number.
It was a war, but it was a really good fight. I just go quickly the dynamic of the fight. First round, Cameron told me before, he told me before, he said, "I'm gonna fight Southpaw."
Oh.
So first round he's fighting Southpaw. Even exchanges, but the guy was probably winning. He dropped Cameron. as is normal. With a jab, yeah, as is normal.
With the
But
jab.
Cameron
Oh,
Harden,
it's literally
yeah,
every fight. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
um,
not shitting on
but
you, Cameron. It's just so common.
no, but he'll talk about it himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I'll probably get dropped with the jab.
but Cameron freaking hurt him really bad at the bell. Basically, damn near, probably got saved by the bell. It was really good. Second round was close. They were still working, looking really good fight too. It was pretty clean, nice, high level, activity. Good fight,
Yeah.
good skills.
So no one's
In the
shooting on
third
his
round,
hips the whole time.
We shot a few times,
Okay.
but only like 2 or 3, which is a whole lot better for Cameron. No, the guy was striking with him. And then the third round, a pretty close round again, but I think Cameron kind of clearly won it. To me, he clearly won 1 and 3. 2 was close, but I'd probably still give him 2. But it was a split as normal, but yeah, he won the split finally. It was really good. But yeah, he was beat the hell up. Goodness gracious, man! You see his face? Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, he got a broken nose and just lumped up all over. He was bleeding. Both of them were bleeding. Both of them were feeling it. It was a good fight. It was easy to fight at night.
I have to go back and watch it. I have to
No, it was a
find
good fight.
what the damn number was.
64.
64. That's
Yeah, 64 something like that. Yeah, 60 something.
Let's find out. Fury 64. Damn, that's wild. The only the concerning story. I've seen all of Cameron's fights from the one where there was that really awful jiu-jitsu guy just before he fought Christian Strong, the dude who
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
that one and then every one after that. And there's like a pattern. His fights, right? Like,
Yeah, all his fights are the same.
yeah. But this one apparently he won, so that's awesome. He's a co-main too. I'm just gonna.
Mhm.
Oh my god, he looks barely recognizable. Look at his face.
Yeah, bro. I know. But in real life, it's even obviously in real life it's even worse.
Oh my goodness. He finally won though. I'm so glad. Because it's the one he needed. And he's
Actually, yeah, you need that.
he's in a lot of the fights he loses. It's like the people just they end up basically just shooting on him and doing the John Fitch. Which something you got to work on as a fighter. But
Yeah.
that's wild. I'm looking at it now. He looks bloodied up. So did he get dropped instantly?
No, not instantly. It actually took a few minutes this time.
Okay. Because sometimes it's like a flat. You've told me you've seen him a bunch of times. I'm not trying to disrespect him at all, but
Yeah. All his fights the same. Like
Yeah,
either he get wrestled off of he always joke that he gonna get slammed on his neck, or he get dropped early. Like, literally, I don't think a fight has happened of his, amateur and pro. I've watched all of them, where he hasn't either got dropped in the first or taken down in the first.
Isn't that
Like
one
literally,
fight where the dude basically gave up, like this weird fight where the guy shot on his hips and
that was
belly
funny. If you don't believe that was pretty funny.
yeah, I don't know what happened. The guy was on his hips and he shot and ended up like flattened out, just getting punched in the face. Did he get taken down the first round on that one?
Oh wait, no, Robert Casper. Yeah, I think he got taken on the first one in that one as well.
That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, so this guy was a good striker then.
Yeah, he was a good striker.
I have a big round Middle Eastern nose too. It's like the kind that points, So I'm afraid of getting it broken and then having to walk. Like I'm really not afraid of breaking it in a fight. It's more like the aftercare, like just the swelling and the irritation, and you know what I'm saying. Like so, I mean, I'd imagine that's gonna suck. Hopefully, I never break my nose.
I've very rarely had any nose issues. Like I've taken not much damage, but some rough shots in the nose, and it just
Well, you hit me with a rough shot to the nose. I hit myself with your rough shot to the nose the other day, where you cleared my sinuses because
Oh yeah,
that shit nearly made me sneeze. So we were sparring, and I threw through a right hand, and I'm getting better, but I threw my head forward of my shots or something like that, and I basically slammed my face into a very light right hand of his and disfigured my nose. It hurt. It really did hurt. I was leaking out of my nose from like it was bad, and he was like apologizing, like just keep going, please, like just pretend it didn't happen. Those get you when you're not ready. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else to really talk about MMA wise? I mean, just if you have some random shit you wanted to bring up,
what's the next card?
I think it might be
What's this week?
Jury versus Teixeira.
That's next week. That's this week.
I think I'm pretty sure. Hang on, let's look. But anyway, next week is UFC 275. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's card. Okay.
Okay. Anything good to that? Let's look at from the early prelims. No. Nothing really exciting. Andre
I've seen
Fialho
it.
is fighting Jacob Matthews.
Yeah, from what I've seen, the card is kind of like just there.
It's actually not that good. Let's see. Robert Whitaker is not fighting. Oh, right. Jack Della Maddalena is fighting. That's a good. You know him. You have to know him.
No, yeah, but who?
Amif, Ramazan Amif.
Okay, which one is that one? Is he the one that is he one that fought Michelle Pereira?
No, that guy's flat. That's that fucking horrible person. This guy.
Okay, Amib. Which one is who has Amib fought? I've heard of Amib a lot. I just need to know which. Narrow down my search.
Excuse me. He's fought. He lost to Anthony Rocco Martin. He beat Nicholas Stolze. He beat David Zavada. He lost to Danny Roberts last. He has like a long career. I think he was like, but I think he's been out for a long time. Right? Yeah, he was. He got okay. His first, he beat. Okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about. He beat Sam Alvey, Steven Sekovic, Alberto Mina, and he fought a lot of random guys in M1 Global.
Yeah, all these, yeah. And I've heard, when I see Amib, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the dude. Okay, but yeah, like just nothing's ringing a bell right now.
No, he's not great.
When
he's just
whatever. Yeah. When I see him, I'll be like, oh okay, that's the person.
Yeah, he's okay, but it's a good because Della hasn't really. I mean, he's new. It's a good fight for him. Rogerio Bontorin is fighting Manel Cape. That's actually a good fight.
It may be terrible, but
at least I think it's good for their careers. Zhong Wei Li is fighting Joanna Jędrzejczyk again.
Which is nice. I wish it was 5 again, but okay.
Huh? Oh, me too.
I said I wish it was 5 again, but
Shevchenko is fighting Taylor Santos. I don't care.
I've seen Taylor Santos fights, but I can't remember any of them, man.
Yeah. Let's see who she fought last. She beat Joanne Wood. She beat Roxanne Modafferi. She beat Jillian Roberts. She beat Molly McMahon. She beat all the people whose names people know in this division. She lost to somebody, Moira Romero Barrela. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? I really don't. And Glover Teixeira is going to probably lose to Yuri Prochazka, but it's okay because Glover, who's like the most endearing human being alive, at least as far as UFC roster is concerned, he won the title. He beat Jan, who beat Izzy, so it's a good win. Yeah. I mean, I really don't have much to say about the card.
Yeah, like I said, we'll discuss that card when it comes up. We could just talk about random things in the interim, such as our hiatus.
Oh yeah,
it's been a while. No,
it has been several months.
We'll probably cut it off after that. No, yeah, you guys, if you guys are still watching this, and you're still waiting for our content, I'll just say when we post, We'll try to be consistent. We'll try to be every Sunday. I don't know, man. Just stuff getting in the way. You know what I mean? If you guys see my setup has changed a little bit. We changed the angle of the desk. So.
Yeah. So we should be more consistent now, dude. Honestly, I just had a ridiculous amount of shit going on in my life. I don't just mean personal problems. I mean like actual things to do. And as it turned out, I didn't really want to do any of that. My club, which I love, but it's getting to the point where I need to sacrifice that. And I was coaching for it. We're trying to plan a trip with that. I was trying to train at Paradigm. I was competing in esports and then managing 2 majors and a minor. And the whole thing, and then working. I mean, it was just an impossible. And I also had this long romantic thing that didn't work out. So, there's just no room for this podcast. Like, there's literally no room for it as much as I really wanted to do it. So I love doing it, especially when there's cards to talk about. It's one of the funnest things I've done. So, or most fun? Is that how that works? Most fun? Yeah. So we'll try and be more consistent. The hiatus has been what it was. I don't have any excuse this summer, and Trayvon's never, or very, very, very rarely, the reason why we don't record. Maybe one time he had something going on one night or something. So if
Cameron fight.
Yeah. So if we don't post, and it's before the end of August, it's because I was lazy or got sick again, and I got catastrophe is always knocking on my door. Just to be clear, so if someone around me sneezes, I may well lose a lung. So that's also a possibility, but 99% is that I'm just being lazy, and I'm trying not to be. Well, anyway, guys, that'll do it for us today.
See y'all.
See y'all later, alligators.